Jesus made a whip. He drove out the animals. He overturned the tables of the money changers. And most people read this scene and think, Jesus lost his temper. But the disciples did not see a man losing his temper. They remembered a scripture. And the scripture they remembered tells us everything about what was actually happening. The Greek word John uses in verse 17 is zēlos. We translate it as zeal, but in first century Greek it carries far more than enthusiasm. Zēlos is consuming devotion, a passion so deep and focused that it drives action regardless of the personal cost. The disciples saw Jesus act and immediately reached for Psalm 69:9, written 1,000 years earlier. Zeal for your house will consume me. They recognized what they were watching. This was not rage. This was fulfillment. The Psalm 69 connection is critical. Psalm 69 is one of the most heavily cited psalms in the entire New Testament, applied to Jesus more than almost any other Old Testament text. It is a psalm of righteous suffering, of a man consumed by devotion to God who faces rejection and hostility precisely because of that devotion. When the disciples quote it here, they are not just explaining Jesus' emotion. They are identifying him as the one the psalm was always about. And notice the timing. Jesus does this at Passover. The temple was supposed to be the house of prayer for all nations. Instead, it had become a market, crowded with commercial activity in the court of the Gentiles, the very space where non-Jews were permitted to come and worship. Jesus is not angry because someone broke a rule. He is consumed because the place meant to welcome the nations has been turned into an obstacle. Zēlos is not the loss of control. It is the fullness of it. It is love for God's house expressed with such total commitment that no obstacle, no social pressure, no personal risk can contain it. What looked like anger was worship. What looked like disruption was restoration. One Greek word, zēlos. And the whole scene reads differently. Not a man losing control, a man consumed by something greater than himself.